Hey there, reading teachers out there. I pray that you're blessed and safe, as well as enjoying some time with your family. Today I'm going to do 2 questions for you. This is from the 3rd grade editing and revising samples that the Texas Education Agency sent out for us as models. For those of you that are not familiar yet, rules is just a checklist of things that your kids need to do as they're solving the problem. So it's read the question and then underline and label the keywords in the question. So change, we underline change. We labeled and highlighted sentence 4. We labeled that it's question number 2. And then I went ahead and labeled each of the letter choices. It said on F, change than, and so I tell my kids, whenever you're saying than, you're comparing. So I do 2 little eyeballs. You're comparing something to something else. Then is a when, so that's a time, so I draw a little watch. So depending on your point of view, that's either a spelling mistake or it's a usage mistake, and a lot of people argue over that. So I'm just going to say it's both. Letter G, change neighbor to neighbor. And remember that whenever you're checking spelling, what you're going to do is you're going to tell them, look at the one that's on the right to see if it's the right spelling. And if it's the right spelling, you're actually going to be able to find it in the dictionary. And my brain, or the book called the dictionary, tells me I've never seen that word neighbor before. I'm not going to find it in the dictionary, but I have seen neighbor before. So I know that that's not correct, so we'd be eliminating that one for sure. We're going to actually have to read the sentence to find out about letter F. Change walking to walks. That's a usage question. And change with, something you do together, to at, some place that you're going. So that depends on how you're using it. So we're going to go look at sentence 4, and I want you to notice I've actually labeled it there as well. We have a bracket. It's highlighted, so we only focus on question number 2, sentence 4. It says capital than, capital I noticed my new neighbor, capital Sam, walking by with his father, period. And what I've done is I've labeled each letter choice. Capital then is A, so since we're not comparing, then more than likely that's a time, so we think that that's going to be the right answer. I noticed, past tense. I is me, the subject, the pronoun. My new neighbor. We already decided that there's no such spelling as neighbor. Sam walking. Okay? So if you can say was walking, my new neighbor Sam was walking by with his father, then there's nothing wrong. Because watch, if you say what letter H said, walks, my new neighbor walks by, I noticed, past tense. My new neighbor walks by, that's present tense, and we know that we need to be in past tense. So when you do a check, you can say was walking by, or is walking by, or in this case it was past tense, so was walking by does work. So we don't need to change that. And finally, letter J, it said either with his father or at his father. Since he's together, then with his father is the answer. So I'm going to eliminate that one. There's nothing wrong with that. So the only one left is to say when was then, exactly at that moment that I needed someone to help me. Okay? The revision one that I'm going to look at is number 10 on this, and that same set. It says are Let's see if we can do it without looking at rules. We're going to read the question. What is the best way to revise sentence 22? As soon as your kids see the word revise, have them write the word order or the word organize, because all you're doing is you're changing the order of the sentence around, sort of like every letter, every word in the sentence is like a piece of a puzzle that has to be in a certain order to make the most sense. So it says sentence 22, and we label question 10. Okay? So before we decide what is the correct order, let's see the order that it's already in. So I'll go back to sentence 22. I've already highlighted and I've labeled it based on the W's. Question 10. So it says, Clara, the who, that's one piece of the puzzle, in the United States where, wanted to start a Red Cross, that's what she wanted to do, and return home, that's what she did because she wanted to start a Red Cross. Okay? So what I want to look for is, I think that what you want to do should be before the place that you want to do it. So I'm going to look for an answer choice that has the Red Cross first, what she wants to do, connected to, but before, in the United States, because she wants to do that in the United States. She doesn't want to Clara in the United States. She wants to start a Red Cross in the United States. So let's look at the four choices and see which one plays the game called We Go Together. It puts those. So F says Clara wanted to start a Red Cross and in the United States. If they would have put that and over here, that could have worked. So we're going to eliminate letter F because the and doesn't make sense there. Capital Clara returned home and wanted to start in the United States a Red Cross there. Well, since I'm saying that I wanted to start the Red Cross and I wanted to start it in the United States afterwards, if you flip those two around, and you can eliminate there because we already know where it is. So it's repetitious to have to say the United States and there because you already know where we're talking about. Letter H says capital Clara wanted in the United States to start a Red Cross. And remember I said that she wants to start a Red Cross in the United States. And again, we have the there twice, so we don't need to have the word United States and there in the same sentence. Letter J is the correct one. So when you look at the puzzles by parts of speech or by the W's, Clara the who returned home, that's what she did, and she wanted to start a Red Cross, that's what she wants to do, and where she wants to do it in the United States. So play a game with your kids called We Go Together, where they tell your kid, they tell the reader what they wanted to do, or then where they want to do it, or possibly when they want to do it. For example, if I was to extend beyond the problem, I would say Clara returned home and wanted to start a Red Cross in the United States as soon as she got there. When? So you could add that to it. But what you want to do, then you can tell me where you want to do it and or when you want to do it. So that's how I would solve that. Best means that sometimes there's repetition and only one of them makes the most sense, which was, in this case, letter J. Please share this with your reading teacher friends who are trying to learn how to add editing and revising to their teaching skills to practice for next year's field test items. And of course, from 3rd through 8th grade have to know how to do this the following year as a regular part of their reading test from be technically third all the way to 10th grade. So thank you guys, and God bless.